Mike Steph, this marks a new beginning. Thanks for supporting a total reinvention. The soul is still here, but the vibe's a little different. Unpredictable, hide the kids and the women. Sports of all sorts, music, mixed with living. Rep New York City, but hate the politicians. Always bring the heat, Steph, bacon in the kitchen. Big shout to y'all, I appreciate the listen. Donnie put the rest, but I'm still in the best. In the word of what I do, all y'all know the rest. I live it, I breathe it, I'm the whole definition. The pinnacle, the ultimate, I'm on a new mission. The Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph, featuring the one and only Mike Steph, the best in the world of what he does. Tap in. What up, people? I say, what up, people? Welcome to another edition of the Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph podcast, featuring the one and only Mike Steph, best in the world at what he does. Yeah, man, I'm back for another week. I'm back for another episode. I'm back to give y'all all the news that you can use and plus more. This weekend, matter of fact, I'll put it this way. This week is actually going to be a shorter than usual edition of the Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph for two reasons. One, I'm not going to lie. Well, I'm going to let y'all know up front, if y'all came to this platform because of my salty thoughts on the ongoing election cycle, you know, all the political maneuvers, political machinations, if you will. This week, I'm taking a break. Taking a break from Kamala Harris raising over $200 million in a week. I'm taking a week from the Obamas finally blessing her with the anointing of, yes, we will give you the golden touch, if you will. I'm taking a rest. I'm taking the week off of Donald Trump's increasingly insane and downright idiotic speeches that he is scrambling for it because he's in a tizzy. He prepared for one person, and guess what? That person, Sleepy Joe, is no longer on the ballot. You have to deal with, as my daughter was adequately described as, you have to deal with Miss Silk Press herself, Kamala Harris. But you just have to deal. He has to deal with an infusion of youth, an infusion of femininity, an infusion of just an infusion, some of which that he was never prepared for, and the likes of which he will never ever have to deal with again. I'm taking a week off from that. This one's going to be a very light episode. I'm actually going to get into some sports this week. And I know one particular dude that resides in the Georgetown area of Brooklyn, or should I say the Bergen Beach area of Brooklyn, who resides in a big old group home. Smitty from the group home in Bergen Beach will actually be kind of pleased that I'm devoting some much needed airtime to our amazing Mets. Yes, I know. Y'all probably like, darn, go figure. We've been on a hot streak, and you decide to talk about your amazing Mets coming off, well, currently riding a 2-game losing streak. Yeah. Semantics. Potato, tomato. Listen, I feel like they've earned and they've deserved some space on my platform, some space on the Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph. So that's why I'm choosing to give them this week. Also, being the fact it's going to be I'm going to try to have this very light, light-natured episode because, it's been quite a weekend. This weekend, this past Saturday, by the time you listen to it 2 days ago, was the 29th birthday of my late son, Kai. Hence why my moniker for this week is Mike Steph, a.k.a. Kai Pops. It never gets any easier. It's always a reminder. Well, I shouldn't say it's always a reminder, but you know, as the years go by and these birthdays go by, and we have to depend on our memories instead of the here and now. It's a sobering experience, but and not really, but me, the missus, main event K, we decided to get out the house, uh, spend some time with each other, actually reminisce over some of the good times, most of the good times, and go to a nice buffet and stuff ourselves until we was borderline sick, but not sick from the food, just sick from the fact that we gorged ourselves to the point of no return. Uh, my other two children, they decided to uh, make plans of their own, and I'm quite sure that no matter whether we was five strong like Voltron or we split up in teams, our mindset, our mind state stayed the same, and that was in remembrance of um, their late brother and our beloved son. So that's reason number one. Um, my grandchildren, my grandsons in particular, they of course, my oldest in particular, let off balloons in memory of his father. And I tell the people this all the time, that you would have never known, or you would have no idea that um, my grandson had just turned 5 when he lost his father in the physical. But as he shows us each and every time these milestones, these moments come, it's only in the physical. It's never in the spiritual. It's never in the emotional part. It's just the fact that he can't reach out and touch him, but he's always with him. And just to know that my grandson, he's 8, he'll be 9 in January. And when I say spitting image, um, he walks the same, he talks the same, his voice sounds the same, he coughs the same, he runs the same, thinks the same. It's when I say, if I wouldn't have known any better, I would swear my son gave birth, or just hooked them up in the lab and say, you know what, your version too, because that boy, he is truly a blessing, and truly just a gift. Um, his brother also, like I've told y'all before, they had the two sides of my son. You have the serious side, the caring side, then you have the silly side. So my oldest is the serious side, the more in tune side, and his younger brother just a silly side, like the carefree, like there's just so many things. Very, very free with his mouth. And that's not a disrespectful thing to say. And that's not to imply anything or insinuate anything. It's just like he speaks his mind at the age of 5. And he'll let you know. And he swear you can't tell him he's only 5. He knows he's 5, but the way he walk about and carry himself, you think he's 15. Like, what do you mean I can't go over there? Yo, there's a pool in the next yard. Yo, I want to go in the pool. No, that's not. You can't just go. Why not? It's a pool. It's outside. If they didn't want anybody to use it, then they would keep it inside, right? Like that's what type of time he on. So yeah. So I thought about this because I'm not gonna lie. Part of me felt like foregoing this week, but I was like, no. As I told y'all last week, I knew I was going to probably need to have an outlet, not so much to vent, but just to, kind of bring some levity to it. Um, and plus, I'm like, you know what, I'm not really in a mindset to talk politics. Yeah, I always sprinkle my little jokes here and there, but I was like, you know what? I've been paying attention. I know exactly what's going on. I know what's going on up to date. But like, you know what? Nah, not doing it this year. Not doing it this week. So, like I said, on the docket will be uh, the New York Metropolitans, or at this point in time, Los Mets Part 2. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, 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 oh my God. Yeah. Julio Iglesias. I know that's not his name, but is it? Is it his name? I don't know. I guess by the time I get to the segment, I'll get his name right. But yeah, that's a catchy tune. And um, of course, my brother from A-Town, who happens to be an Atlanta Braves fan, go figure. Trust and believe when you see what me and my partner, the Mojo King, have cooked up for Hidden Gems football, you will actually know exactly why I'm going to say exactly what I'm going to say out my mouth now. He who is from the A-Town, he who is jealous because his city only has each sport only has one team, and feels bitter the fact that New York has two of everything. Like since he's so bitter about the fact that New York has two basketball teams, two baseball teams, two football teams, three hockey teams. In Georgia, Atlanta only has one basketball team, if you want to call the Hawks that. One baseball team who only has one championship to their name. Okay, so what? Listen, that's the one thing I can hang my hat on. We got two, and y'all got one. Yeah, y'all might have two since we had our one. Matter of fact, no, y'all might have. Matter of fact, we got two, and y'all have one. Y'all might have one since we've had our two, but the score still remains two championships to one. Once again, another thing we double up on y'all. And I know when he finally sees me in person, he's probably going to smack the shit out of me. But I'm going to say this right now because, like I said it before on screen, you can't catch me. Can't catch me. You're 700 miles away. You can't catch me. Are you mad because us New Yorkers have two balls? And so I heard the Georgians, if y'all call them, the ATLians only have one ball. Is that the problem? It's the fact that I got two nuts and I hold them. They're mine because I hold them. And y'all, are desperately in need of a scrotum. I don't know. Just asking Mr. Low Fat Beach. Mess with me if you want. You're gonna send me a text earlier that I'll talk about later. Like shit is sweet. Shit ain't sweet over here. I know you from the state of the peach. I know you from the state of sweet tea. Guess what? Ain't nothing sweet in the Big Apple, mother effer. Okay. Other things on the docket that I'll talk about is situations, things that just came to my mind. I've been binge watching The Office for the last month and a half. Yeah, I know, I'm a decade late, so what? But I have some thoughts. I'm currently up to season 5, episode 8. So I got about a season and a half of the good part of The Office, and I think maybe another season of what they say is not critically acclaimed. But I got a couple thoughts I have to share about my binge watching of The Office. And last but not least, I had an almost situation yesterday with some bikers. Yeah, I know it's 2024. We're talking about bikers. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna entitle that segment "Sons of Anarchy," the Brooklyn edition. So all that is on deck. So without further ado, let me get this show on the road because unlike the last 2 weeks, this episode is dropping on time, and I will actually have some free time on Monday to actually spend with my lovely Mrs. O, who returned to work last week. And after we finished recording Hidden Gems football, oops, did I just say that? Yeah, I did. After we finish recording Hidden Gems football, I actually can spend some time with my wife, and or I can actually watch Monday Night Raw in progress. So without further ado, I'm gonna get this show on the road. Huh? Good night. Ah, and goodbye. Oh my God. Ah, oh my God. Oh my God. That shit is catchy as a mother effer. I wish I knew how to actually say it in Spanish. Is oh my God, OMG, or Spanish they say after that is just saying OMG in Spanish? I don't know. Listen, sue me. But oh my God is right in one respect. Who would have thought? Who would have thought at the end of May that the Mets would be headed toward the playoffs? Now, this past weekend has taken a turn, not so much for the worse, but a pause. You know, coming out the All-Star break, we'd be 6-4 after this afternoon's 9-2 butt whipping at the hands of the Atlanta Braves. We split a 4-game set with the Atlanta Braves, but Atlanta can't front. They know they was sweating. They know we on that ass. Atlanta has the first position in the wild card, and right now we're clinging to a half-game lead for the third. But as of Friday night, we was currently in the first position, so you see how tenuous this could be. Now, first and foremost is this: the trade deadline. The trade deadline is this coming Tuesday. And this trade deadline is playing out much differently for the New York Mets. Oh my God. Than last year's. The Mets this Sunday continue buying. Yes, I said buying, not selling, buying. Acquiring outfielder Jesse Winker. Winker or Wanker? I think it's Winker. From the Washington Nationals in a trade that adds an established left-handed bat for their postseason push. Mr. Winker currently is batting 256 with 11 home runs, 45 RBIs, and 14 stolen bases. Even more so, his .373 on-base percentage ranks 7th in the whole National League. We got him and reactivated him for the last game against these Atlanta Braves. And to make room for Winker on the 40-man roster, we had to send DJ Stewart back to AAA Syracuse. Now, Winker did not start, but he did strike out, unfortunately, as a pinch hitter in the 8th inning and played left field in the 9th, I guess just to get his feet wet. A quote from Mr. Winker, he said before the game was, "I can't say enough amazing things." Amazing. See, he's already down with the shit. "I can't say enough amazing things about this team. Having to compete against them has been a challenge every season, so cool to be in this clubhouse." Mr. Winker hails from the city of Buffalo and brings some pop to a lineup that has been seeking another lefty hitter. Now, he also provides some depth in an outfield that still remains without right fielder Sterling Marte, the ball player, who has been sidelined since June 22nd with a bone bruise in his right knee and whose timeline return is uncertain. To add to the walking wounded, Harrison Bader, who has been a find this year, has been out since Tuesday with a sore ankle. Now, even though Winker is an impending free agent who primarily played left field for Washington this season, he has experience in all 3 outfield spots. Now, some corresponding moves was this. The Mets sent minor league pitcher Tyler Stewart, their number 17 prospect, to Washington. Stewart was a 6th-round pick in 2022, and the right-handed Stewart went 3-7 with 3.96 ERA and 17 starts at AA Bingleton. So it looks like, so what? Okay. Maybe he'll blossom, but look, we're looking for now. Now, Mendoza had these comments about Winker the way he controls the strike zone, the power he displays, he's going to definitely be a help. Now, this addition comes after the Mets traded for reliever Phil Maton on July 10th and fellow bullpen arm Ryan Stanek this past Friday. Unfortunately, the Mets fell to 55-50 after this Sunday's loss, but remain squarely in the wild card race. These mid-season acquisitions come a year after the Mets held a full-blown fire sale last year at the deadline, in which they got rid of Matt Scherzer and got rid of Justin Verlander before the deadline. Now, I ain't going front. The Mets appeared to be sellers again this year when they fell to a season worst 11 games below 500 in late May, but thanks to their recent surge, just maybe, President of Operations David Stearns is now considering bolstering the roster for a stretch run. But you know what's kind of concerning? Well, not even concerning, but something that they thought was going to be less of a need, but unfortunately has become a big need, is the search for starting pitching. Yes. And do you want to know why? Because when everybody, myself included, thought that the return of Kodai Senga to the Mets lineup, we were going to go to a 6-man rotation, right? And we were going to ease him in, and it was always going to be like a free agent acquisition. It's going to be like a trade deadline acquisition. We were going to have someone who had a 2.98 ERA in his rookie year last year, who was the runner-up for Rookie of the Year last year. He was going to be returning to this rotation and strengthen our rotation and maybe just take some of the burden off our bullpen. And you know what he did? I'll tell you what he did. In his 2024 debut, after suffering a spring training shoulder strain, he suffered a high-grade calf strain that is expected to end his regular season. So easy come, easy go. Don't take it personal. Take the bitter with the sweet. All things come to an end. I'm not even going to say all things come to an end because, like on some real shit, did we really have him to begin with? He gave us 6 innings. Gave us 6 strong innings. And for them to put him on the 60-day disabled list, for them to err on the side of caution, for them to even suspect that it might be, especially initially, it might be an Achilles injury, to me, it's a cause for concern. It's a cause for concern because it's one thing to be overly cautious, but it's another thing to be like, you know what, we have an investment we have to protect. And I give them kudos. What I would do if I was David Stern, what I would do personally at this trade deadline, it's almost like now you have such idiots on the airwaves. Let me see if I could bring this idiot up. You have idiots on the airwaves such as the guy in the middle with the big fucking head, Michael K, that says, oh no, you can't be half pregnant. Oh no, you got to go for it because how often do these opportunities come? And you know what? Do us a favor and concentrate on your stink ass team in the Bronx. How about you do us that favor? Huh? Listen, your team started out damn near 30, matter of fact, over 30 games over 500. And where are they now? They're a mere 17 games over 500. They're 4.5 games back, or 4.5 games up on the first wild card, and they're half a game back in the division only because, matter of fact, they're full game back in the in the division, only because Baltimore's been stinking it up too. Now I know I say this with Baltimore's record being 62-43, the Yankees' record being 62-45, and our record being 55-50, and I know all the plebeians are probably looking at me like, well, how do you have the right to talk ish about the New York Yankees? It's not so much talking ish about the New York Yankees. It's talking ish about Mr. Big Head, Mr. Jughead in the middle of this picture right here. But it's always, I don't know, it's a common refrain that when it comes to the Mets, it's do or die. We have to act like there ain't no tomorrow because, the Mets don't deserve good things. The Mets are so grateful to get any type of modicum of success that we should just be tripping over our heads to, just throw our future away. No, that's not what we should be doing. Yes. At this point in time, would it be a disappointment for the Mets not to make the playoffs? Yes, I will say it would be a disappointment because expectation going into the season was we should be competitive in September and we should be fighting for one of these wild card spots. Right now, currently, we have one of those wild card spots. So, therefore, for us to not be able to finish the job and get into the postseason, yes, it would be a disappointment. Would it be a failure? If we end up 11 games below 500, yes, that would be a failure. If we were at the point right now that we was going to fire sale, getting rid of any asset we had right at this point, yes, that would be a failure. But this season was always supposed to be a primer season for next season. Like, I'm not going to lie. When we went to Citi Field this past May, we all expected this season to be one of those ho-hum. All right, well, we're going to the game. Now, I'm not going to lie. Maybe I'm speaking for myself. Maybe I'm speaking for myself and others. But now, it would not be a surprise if, let's say, me and Smitty from the group home in Bergen Beach and the brothers Al and Chucky. Yeah. Little Chucky. And the brother James decided to make another trek to Citi Field in September for some pennant race, for some playoff action. It's fantastic. Yeah, I know it's wrong catchphrase, but y'all get the gist. But in May, I would have never thought that I was going back to Citi Field unless I was trying to get some cheap front row tickets in the month of September. And you want to know why? Because since the beginning of June, the Mets have a 31-17 record. A 31-17 record. I don't even know what record the Yankees have, but I know it's under 500. I know it's probably like 10-22, something to that effect. Matter of fact, probably just looking at 12, 20. I think it's 12-24 since that's around that same time. So y'all are 12 games under 500, and we are 14 games over 500 since the beginning of June, since the actual time. And this is not a Met and Yankee thing. It really isn't. But I get very territorial. I get very upset when it comes to my teams. It seems like the sky is always falling because, unfortunately, the sky usually is always falling. But when it comes to these quote-unquote elites, they can do no wrong. When it comes to these quote-unquote elites, we're supposed to bow down or just ignore the struggles that they have year in and year out. Yeah, just let y'all know, Juan Soto will be in a Mets uniform next year. You can take that to the bank. Does he want to go and hang out with the losers over there, where he's the second cog in that machine that's just gonna be him and Judge, and they're gonna be pitched around for half the season? Or does he want to come to this juggernaut that is the New York Metropolitans, that we built, that we have new blood? We have Yankee blood to a certain degree, but F that. I try to ignore that. We have new blood. We have We have a theme song. We have a mascot. Now we really have mascot. We have 3 mascots. We have Mr. Met. We have Mrs. Met. We have Grimace. We have 2 songs. We have Timmy Trumpets. And we have, oh my God. What song do y'all have? Y'all borrow New York State of Mind? Don't you know that song is 15 years old? And plus, nobody fuck with Jay-Z no more. Plus, Alicia Keys can't sing. You know, I hear some keys. And usually when I hear keys in a lock turn, that usually means the impending arrival of my lovely daughter Mia. And yes, she comes in, not with a smile on her face. What's the matter? Yes. But what's the matter? Besides that, what's the matter? You're hot. Don't you want to come and say hi? Well, or, you know, I know you.
Presentable.
Oh, hey, listen, by all means. Listen, we got an impromptu cameo by my lovely daughter Mia. That's actually a name on this podcast. My lovely daughter Mia. You know, Kayla is Main Event K. You're my lovely daughter Mia. Mikey is Chef Mix. Your mother is Mrs. Oo.
Hi.
She just wants to show off her hair.
Yeah.
Silky. Silky.
Oh.
What happened? You forgot. What did you forget?
No, I forgot to put these in my locker.
Oh. All right, so put them in your bag.
No. I'm just for the house now.
Oh, it's for, yeah. It's for they for the streets?
Huh?
They for the streets?
No. What?
I don't know. You know, isn't that one of those young people saying, yeah, you know, I'm from the streets, or he's for the streets, or she's from the streets.
It is, yeah.
So that's not the same category, right?
I mean, it depends on like in what context are you using it.
I don't know. Would you consider your father for the streets? Wow, she actually has to think about that.
Present day, no.
This is expand.
You really?
Yeah, have a seat.
I
Pause on the Mets talk. Come on, have a seat. Go ahead.
heard some things about
What you heard about me?
Younger you.
What you heard about me?
You really want me to expose you?
Listen, I don't care. Listen, what you heard about me?
Well, Mrs. Oo wanted to like
Chick can't get $1 out of me.
tell your business unprovoked. I was like, pretty much, you were a little playboy back then.
I guess she's trying to say that I'm a mother effing PIMP.
I guess, but the way she described it, it was like you were picking women that just weren't at her level. She said you used to mess with women that smelled like fish.
I did tell y'all I'm smell blind, right? Like, I mean, don't hold that against me. But I guess because of all the years of when I was growing up, I grew up in a house full of smokers. So I had nicotine. Like, people thought it was off-white. No, it wasn't off-white. That was cigarette smoke. But regardless, listen, I'm going to be 48 in about I'm going to be 48 in a week and 12 minutes. So listen, but yeah, I was smell blind. So my eyes actually took up from my nose. But you said I used to deal with people that smelled like fish. I wonder. I mean, that makes sense. I guess that makes sense because I love salmon.
Oh, no, don't. That's not. No.
No?
No.
I like tuna.
You know what? Tuna is even worse. It's so much worse.
You know your mother makes seafood Alfredo.
I know, and I cannot wait to dig into that.
But continue with these lies you was told.
These are, oh, Oh no.
Well, I want to say lies, but
yeah,
these tales you were told. Go ahead.
You know, some of them were fugly.
Fugly. That's an interesting one. I haven't heard that saying in years. Fugly. What she gave you? Which one? She gave you examples, or you just came up with the word fugly? I know. I don't think that. I don't. That doesn't sound like in mommy's vernacular.
No, I came up with that.
But how do you know?
I just have.
You have a what?
I just feel like any other. Maybe I'm a little biased.
That's crazy.
Because that's my mother.
Yeah, I'm like, sure. I know you're not talking about taste.
But
fugly. Listen. I love my daughter.
Trial and error. Okay?
My daughter has a type.
I don't. Hey.
I'm not going to expound on that, but when she's talking about fugly,
anything prior to like
my
college days, that does not count. Okay, that doesn't count. I feel like I know exactly who you're talking. No, that does not count.
Yeah, I'm back. Go ahead. So fugly, smelled like fish. What else?
Are we just talking about the woman alone, or like, are we judging your character?
My character. Okay, yeah. Shoot, let's put it all on the line. Go ahead. You know what? I'm going to remove this because this is not Met Talk.
You just gonna let mommy tell you?
No, I'm asking you.
Why?
Why not? This is conversation. I'm being very lighthearted today. I'm not talking about politics this week. I'm like, you know what? Listen, impromptu segment.
No, it was just like your father was a dog, and like his early. To be fair, she did say it was like your early 20s. I was like, okay, understandable, I guess.
I had to sow my warrior oils.
Yeah, but like just the aside from just the women, it was more like, okay, you know, going to bars. That made me. That sound like you're alcohol. You're not you were just like outside. And you just like she.
Yeah, Mike Steph was outside, all right.
You were out, right? You made it seem like you were outside every night, which I highly doubt. But it's like,
listen, I'm going to tell you, and I think I've told you before, but I'm going to tell you since you done started this, brought that part one in. I worked, or the thing that I worked, it was kind of part of the culture. Like when you worked in the food industry or whatever, just time of day you would get off, time of night you get off.
Yeah.
It would just work like that. So I get off 2:00 in the morning. What I'm gonna do?
Go home.
Yeah, I'll go home. But
eventually,
at this point in time, 2:00 getting off at 2, getting home at 3:00, and getting home at 4:30. What's really the big difference? Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So we would unwind after dealing with people's problems. We would go and unwind about our problems, and we go to the pub, go to the bar, what have you, and then we split a ride home. That was our thing. That was our thing. No big thing, but I almost lost my train of thought. That's why I was trying to wrap it up like that. Me and your mother had an agreement right before you were born. Did she tell you that? I doubt it.
No, I feel like you told me this already. You were like, once my daughter is born, I'm done. That's it. So it's like I have to get everything out my system before she comes into this world.
Yes, I retired. I retired from bar hopping. So the deal was a funny thing because this had something to do with Kai. The deal was Kai, your brother, he had to go to he was going to daycare. So, you don't got a message that you didn't like. Really? So, thing was, Your mother was like, look, long as I don't have to get up and take Kai to daycare, I'll let bygone be bygone.
Mm-hmm.
Also, once Mia is born, and I'm like, yeah, once Mia born, yeah, that's it. So that was the deal. As long as she didn't have to get up, take Kai to daycare, I could do me because I needed to get it all out my system before my chocolate drop was into the world, and that's what happened. But wow, yeah, I guess I was outside before outside was a thing.
You know what's funny?
What?
I saw this post, right? I think I sent it to you too, and it says something like, my love life probably has something to do with how my father was back in his earlier days.
Yeah, and I felt judged.
And I was like, I feel like I should blame you a little bit now because
Blame me?
yeah.
For
like,
what?
I'm reaping all the consequences from.
How are you reaping all the consequences? You're reaping all the benefits.
No.
Yes, you are.
No. My love life is in shambles because of you.
Because of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All those women that were just like, all those imaginary women that were just like, I hope he has a daughter so that she can just feel all the, and I'm feeling it. I'm feeling every last. Never mind. That's okay.
That's crazy.
We're not even gonna get into that.
Listen, I move totally different now. You move.
Okay.
I be trying to give her game. And everybody talk about $1 million game. I be trying to give her $1 million salt, and then she just like, yeah, Dad, I know. I'd be like, this is what you do. This is what you do. She's like, no, I got it.
Because I don't do exactly what you suggest, but like I get there eventually. I feel like that's
after joy and pain, sunshine and rain. Why would you want the rain? Why would you want the pain? Don't you want the joy? Don't you want the sunshine?
Not every.
Do you always want to start from the bottom? Now we're here.
Anyway, right? But how do we even?
Why you want to deal with these fans?
Are you quoting different lyrics at this point? Okay, where is that from?
Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God. Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God.
That was not. Was that really?
Huh? Kendrick.
No, I know.
Yeah, that's at the end. Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God. Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God.
Stop saying it, please.
Freaky ass nigga. Freaky ass nigga.
How did we even get here?
I don't know, because you gave me a side eye when I said started from the bottom. I was like, all right, well, I'll go on the other side. All right, I won't quote no Drake. I'll quote some Kendrick.
I'm so tired of that. I love this song, but I'm tired of it. They played it last night in the lounge that I was at. And my friend Abby, one of the Powerpuff Girls.
Which one?
She was
Buttercup?
Yes.
Oh, the aggressive one.
She's not aggressive. She's a very. She's a sweetheart. Anyway, but she loves Drake. Right?
Okay.
Huge fan. But she left. She left before the song started playing. So I was so upset because I told her every time that song, even though I'm like annoyed with that song, but every time that song comes on, wherever we are, I am going to rap it bar for bar just to upset you. And she left. She left before, literally like 10 minutes before that song came on, she left.
Because she felt it in her bones.
She probably felt it in her bones. I don't know. But it aggravated the hell. Excuse my language. It aggravated the hell out of me.
Right.
Like I'm looking forward to it.
Oh.
Just to bother her. Because I swear.
You really want to push Buttercup to which go to the extreme?
She's fine. She'll be fine. But it's so funny because like your man is losing. He's
losing. It's over. It's been over. Done.
He lost.
Correct.
Excuse me. Yeah. Correction. He lost.
Yeah.
Right. And then just like ever since that song came out, it went downhill for Drake. Have you heard from him since?
I'm
Let's
really
be
not
honest.
trying
Exactly. Ever since that song came out, just disappeared. Hasn't said anything. He had a flood, or like his closet flooded, or his home got robbed, or
to.
whatever.
Oh,
It just went exactly. It's just everything went downhill from him. So I made it a mission that every time that song comes on, I'm gonna rap it, and it's gonna piss her off, and it works every single time, and it's amazing, and it's an amazing feeling. Because why are you a fan of that man?
so you like being an antagonist?
Sometimes it's a little toxic.
But it's fun.
It's fun.
It is fun, like especially when you're not doing it all the time, but you're just poking. That one little spot. That one little sore you could just put some salt on. Not enough to scar it, but just enough to sting. Yeah. It's like that's our love language. I tell my kids, especially I tell my daughters, especially I tell this one. Well, no, she knows. Her sister is. We had a slight time that she didn't understand that when I mess with them, she had to explain to her sister like, nah, listen, daddy, shoot, you at the age, yeah, daddy's gonna mess with you, but it's all good. Like, if he don't mess with you, there's probably a problem. I don't know. I never really did it to my boys. I always do it to my girls. I mean, it's just two different dynamics, but this one right here, this one off screen right here, yeah. We have weeks that I go back and forth, and then they have weeks that or days just like I don't. She'll be on some like, excuse my French, don't F for me, dad. She won't say it, but she give me that aura, and that makes me want to F with it even more until I get to the point like, oh wow, okay.
Wait, are they not listening? Not. You see the glitter? Wait.
Okay, that's the reaction you was looking for, right? Because no, she came out and she looked at me, and I was like, okay. And she was like, that's not what I was looking for. I'm like, tell me when you finish.
Nah, never. You should know better.
Matter of fact, come here. Let me just put your hair. I know.
But you gotta get like the whole. You see the glitter?
Come.
Why are you pulling it like that, sir?
It's not done yet.
I know it's not done, but because I swear, my daughter, once I start going full YouTube, she's like, nah, dad, I ain't mess with you. Which I understand. And we actually tell you the truth, the way at my daughter's age, I don't want y'all seeing my daughter. My oldest one, she's old enough to no. But yeah.
Okay.
I'm not used to this, period. Like, bad enough I have to go to the store sometime. I don't need to hear it.
Oh, that's not what it is.
Oh. It's period with a T. Period.
Sometimes, yeah.
Oh.
But like the T is silent.
That's why I got a T on it.
It's just like to emphasize. Yeah,
to emphasize it.
Yeah,
so why don't you just say period? Not. Just saying.
I feel like it's just like a younger.
Yeah, it got to be a younger thing.
Yeah,
got to be a younger thing.
It's not meant for the older ears.
Huh? Swag? No. That's about 20 years past my time. No, I do not say swag. What other terminology am I not supposed to use?
For the streets.
Yeah, okay. For the streets. Remember, mom. Remember, your mother asked y'all. Remember, she said she was like, yeah, she did her big one.
When did she think that?
Like big one. What does that mean?
You don't know what that means?
I don't think I should know what it means.
She never explained. No, like she did her thing. Like, Kayla, help me out. The
only time I think about that is if I go to the bathroom. I think my big one. Like yesterday, man, boy.
No.
Remember,
don't finish that.
It was coming through.
Stop. Stop, please.
Did my big two.
big one is like I did my thing. Like I really did that.
Okay. See, I'm getting a lesson.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lesson into current terminology. Go ahead.
Like if somebody says I ate that or you ate that, it's like sort of like slay. Like you
Slay.
like you look good. You did your thing. You doing your thing.
So when I go get to my haircut, when I get my according to you, when I get my shave, I ate that. But I wouldn't say that.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
so weird.
Okay, I get it. I know I wouldn't say I slayed it. No, I know that. But I can't just say, yo, my Dominican barber choice slayed this or ate this. No. You know, since I got both of y'all here, I have to let y'all know because I did give y'all a lot of grief last summer. Do you know that I actually on my own time, I actually listened to SZA?
Weren't you forced to listen to it?
Yeah, but I said on my own time now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got you.
And smidgen of Summer Walker.
Didn't you know? None of you.
A smidgen.
Did you make a video about him?
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to fan club.
I'm not trying to be a fan club. I just like the one. I like Grave.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, by Summer Walker.
Is that like from an older album?
Yeah, I think so. 'Cause I know it's on your mother's playlist. Put it on my grave. Grave.
I don't listen to it like that, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I mean me neither, but yeah, I listen to SZA. I like her last. I like the last one. No, not what's the Control? SOS.
The recent one, yeah, SOS.
Yeah.
Control
is all right.
What?
No. Meaning. Listen,
I was about to say.
listen. Don't jump me. I'm just saying Control. Which one? No, but I've been listening. I listen to SOS. I listen to Damn, same some songs. I mean, which one? Say some names, and I can tell you. No, I'm talking about from SOS.
You got Kill Bill.
Yeah, that's a jam.
Machine.
Huh?
F2F. I don't know.
Silence. Can't have silence. Yeah, that's right. Look them up.
A huge fan of the.
Oh, you don't like SOS? Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's my jam. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She was spitting on that one. For some reason, part of me think Kendra wrote that.
Oh, Seek and Destroy.
Shirt. Yeah. That's another one. I like. Shirt. I like the beat. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Copyright. Try to give me a strike. Bad enough you already which got told everybody I only got 15 listeners. You don't want coming after me.
All right, relax.
Yes, she did. On air. She was like, I don't want your 15 listeners getting mad at me.
No. That wasn't to like try to be funny.
Yes. Do you know last week I had 71? The week before I had 60. The week before I had 57. Yeah, that means they went up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you know I had a short that did 2.2K? No, it was about Mr. Orange.
Oh, Trump.
Yeah. I know. They was in my mentions. Yeah, they was in my comments. Like, duh. Tell me you haven't shot a gun before without saying you haven't shot a gun before. No, I haven't. Well, I'm very anti-gun.
Oh, okay.
I've shot one.
Cause you pause like what?
No, I've shot one.
Okay.
Not at anybody, but I've shot one. But
shoot. No, let me stop.
But No, I'm very anti-gun. No, which go long story short, I shot a gun up in the air and I didn't understand like why are we wasting bullets just shooting up in the air? Aren't you supposed to point them at somebody and shoot? And they were like, no, Mike. I'm like, so what's the point? But
What?
not literally, like, what's the point? But the thing is, I didn't like the way it made me feel.
Yeah.
That adrenaline, I didn't like that. So from that point on, even before that, but from that point on, that kind of like reinforced the fact that I'm anti-gun.
The adrenaline, like you wanted to do it more.
Just the rush.
Okay.
Like, wow. Like just the. Yeah, I didn't like that. Sure, I don't know if y'all remember which court. There was no. We never when y'all, especially when y'all was little. There was no toy guns in this house.
Yeah, I just feel like that was normal.
Yeah. It should be. It should be normal.
Yeah.
But no, I'm very anti-gun. I don't want no toy guns in the house. I don't care if it's a Nerf gun. I don't care if it's a water gun. Nah. Yeah, I remember when he had the. Yeah, I remember the super soakers, which was. But still, I really wasn't. Huh? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, I don't know. They might be in that closet. I don't know. That's the closet of no return. But yeah. This is funny. This just turned into a nice impromptu family discussion, which is all right because, like I said, it's very light. Y'all could tell me which go. Y'all could tell me no if y'all choose not to, which I understand because this is actually very putting you on the spot. But this was a question that me and your mother was talking about yesterday. But what's the funniest? Can you think of one of the funniest moments you had with your brother?
Kai?
Yeah.
It was so many. Okay. The funniest. Okay, I can tell you. I don't know if it's the funniest, but it's like the story that I always tell everybody. Because it's like, what? Why would you think that was a good idea? So, I guess I don't know where we were coming from, but we were walking down Eastern Parkway, like where the library is on that side.
Mm-hmm.
And Kai just like stopped. Mind you, it was like middle of the winter. We were walking. He stopped me. He was like, "Hold on," and so he digs into a pile of snow. It makes a snowball, right? And there's like the little Chinese delivery guy riding on his bike, going back to the restaurant, and Kai just throws it. It hits the guy. The guy falls off the bike. He's like, "Mia, come high, come high, come high." And we like duck. It's dark too, so we like go into like the library, like where the fences are.
Yeah.
And we just hide right there. And we see the guy get up, and he's just like looking to see where the snowball came from. He just gets stuck on his bike and rides away. And then for some reason, I don't know why Kai was like, "Let me just hit this Chinese guy." I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Not to say it wasn't a hate crime. It wasn't a hate crime. It was just like, why him? I'm making it worse. It was just,
why did he pick this guy out of everybody?
Why did you even want to throw a snowball? I mean, never mind. He was like, dang, how old were we? I don't know, but it was like a few years after we first moved back.
Okay, so
like
y'all
a
probably
year
like,
or two in.
like what, 13 and 13 to 8, something like that.
Yeah, around
Okay, yeah, that's normal.
We're literally just we're in silence. We're just walking. Tells me to stop, makes snow, throws it at a person, and just continues on. It's just like, what? Did you just have the urge to start a snowball fight or something? I don't know. But that's been top Kai story for me.
As you can tell, my daughter's humor goes toward the physical style. How about you, Kayla?
He would do this thing where It was when Zaire was a baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
He would visit. So he would make me take pictures of him pretending to be asleep all the time with Zaire in his hand. Like you're not asleep. I have one picture tell he's not asleep. He was right there. He's like, take this picture of me. And Zaire's saying, no, mind, he's actually asleep. I was like, take this picture of me. I'm like, why would you make me take a picture of you pretending to be asleep?
That's funny. That's
These are
funny.
doing all the time.
Or like another good one. I'm sorry, but like his
Listen, y'all not gonna clown. Y'all, go ahead.
Have you seen his UGG collection?
Collection?
It was like he had the tall chestnut ones. He had these very bright turquoise ones that I guess he was like, this was like his trying to match whatever outfit he had, but like he had turquoise UGG boots with like a navy blue polo, and it did not make sense at all. I'm just like, it doesn't go well. He's like, Shmia, you just hate it. You just, I'm trying to tell you because you look horrible. Or like the 4 puffs that he would always come. Yeah, like he'll make sure to match with his son. Like he'll look good with his son.
Yeah.
But on his own, it's just like that outfit makes absolutely no sense. And I hated that for him. It bothered me so badly. I think he had like bright red. No. That's someone else. Never mind. I was about to say, I thought he had bright red Uggs, like the little Ugg booty thingies. That's something that he would probably buy. Like his taste in sneakers didn't make sense. Or the Adidas with the wings on the side.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Hated those.
I remember those.
Hated those. His sides, the Adidas slides with like the prickly things.
Yeah.
Hated those too. Or the Docs. Actually, those are kind of. He had Doc Martens.
This is not supposed to be a roasting session.
I'm sorry. No, listen.
I know. I get it. I
feel like the least he could just give me roasting him, because I went through years of being called Nightcrawler. He'll be all right. Yes.
Come real quick. Nightcrawler?
Do I look like Nightcrawler? Be for real. Be for real.
You had something to say.
No, I missed it. Oh wait, tell him about the tattoo.
You said tell funny stories.
Go ahead.
That is funny.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yo, Kai. Oh, sorry. I need y'all to.
Oh wow. Okay. Come on.
God rest your soul, because like I miss my brother, but he had these tattoos, right? I think he only had like one decent tattoo that I messed with, and it was the lion, because he's a Leo. Happy belated birthday. He has this lion tattoo on his forearm, and the lion, I'm not gonna hold you, I keep telling y'all this, the lion looks a little special, but it's the only it's the only tattoo that doesn't look crazy. That and the those drama masks that he has on the other forearm. Those are nice. And then he has like this big blob of ink.
The way you describe it, big blob of ink.
That is exactly what it is.
Okay.
I don't even know what it. Listen, and then he has Rip Uncle James on his pec, which is like, I get the sentiment, but it was also like, I don't know. I guess the font was really weird to me. I didn't like it, but like I understood the sentiment. So I'll take that back. What else? He has Treasure and like his eczema bumps. So it's like it looks like it's still healing, isn't it? I'm sorry.
I swear, when you bump your head in the middle of the night, or when something just magically falls, one of your pictures fall on your head, you know exactly where it stemmed from.
Like I said, all those tattoos are pretty. Am I missing anymore? No, it was nice. It was just he's such a random character, and I love that about him. Because like some things just didn't make sense to us, but it made sense to him, and I just loved it for him because you saw how happy he was. Yeah. Mm.
You have one more? Now it's funny because shoot, now one thing about Kai, I think where he used to walk it. Y'all used to go walk to school together, and then he used to take you to school, daycare, pick you up. Sure, he'd be half asleep. I'll get you dressed. He'd take you around the corner. between him and Uncle James. Kayla. Yep. Kayla. Still thinking? Okay. One more. Cause she's on a roll.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I guess I think, but it's just like a whole thing with him in general between me and him. So whenever I would have like an issue with somebody, or like someone just said something wrong to me, he'll be like, "You want me to talk to them?" Mind you, Kai would never want to talk to anybody. He's just like always in fighting mode, especially when it comes to the siblings. It'll always be like, "You want me to talk to them?" No, Kai, because I already know where that's gonna lead. So when we were all going to, was it MS394? I think it was just me and him at the time because Mikey already went to AMP.
Mm-hmm.
I had this, or it was like these boys bothering me.
Okay.
So I already knew in my mind, all right, my brother's here. We were in the playground before they like changed it up or whatever. So it's like, all right, my brother is over at the basketball court. Very close. Let me just call my brother real quick so he can talk to them. Kai does so. And the principal came up to us. He was like, to me, you cannot keep telling your brother to talk to these boys.
Yeah. I think I remember getting that.
He's like, stop it. Because they are younger than him. He's bigger than them. He does not want to talk. We know this. Stop getting your brother to damn near bully these kids, even though he wasn't. He was really just protecting me. That was just always our thing. Like, even when I got into it with Mac, I'd call him. I'd be like, I just want to talk. I just want to vent. He's like, all right, put him on the phone. No. No. Like, he just, it's me. I just want to talk to you. I don't need you to talk to him or anything. Just like, let me vent. All right, I'm listening. But if you need me to talk to him, no, what are you going to do? You're in Florida at this point. You just going to fly back to Brooklyn?
Yeah, he would have.
No, I know. And that's something I always loved about him, that he was just always on go for all of us. And it was nice. It was nice.
Now, I remember two instances. One, we was in the park,
mm-hmm.
and he was playing ball, and I think I let some little boy hold my ball while I was playing with Mikey and them. And long story short, it was time for me to. I was ready to go, so I was looking, and I thought the little boy had given my ball to somebody else that was playing. So I went up. I was like, yo, I'm about to go. That's my ball. Nah, that's not your ball. So I just happened to look at the corner of my eye, saw the little boy with my ball. So I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, my bad. That's my ball over there. So I go, little boy, give me back the ball, or whatever. So all of a sudden, I was like, why they talk to you like that? I'm like, Kai, it's not serious. I thought it was my boy. Which my boy was over here. Nah, shoot, which go? They can't. I'm gonna go talk to them. They ain't gonna talk to my pops like that. You know who do you think you are? I'm gonna let them know. You know, don't talk to my pops like. I'm like, Kai, it's okay. He's like, no, that's sure. Nah, I don't play that. I don't play that. You don't bother nobody around here. I'm like. So then we went to the Yankee game. We were online, the concession line, for the hot dogs and stuff. So there was like a group of 5 people in front of us. So 2 guys came, but they were evident. I saw that they was with the group. So they went up. So he looks like, Dad, you see that? I'm like, what? Yo, they just gonna skip us? I'm like, they was with the group. So, shoot, which go? We was in line. They gotta wait. I'm like, no, that's not how it works. They're in a group. They're going to be with the group. So that you know how somebody get online. All right, wait, get my spot online. I'll be. That's how. Like, hi, it's not that serious. Just saying. I'm like, look, they're hungrier than us. It's all right. It's all right. Okay, Dad, I can talk to him. Oh my goodness! But nah, that was actually good. This was not planned whatsoever, but it was actually a good thing to add. Not even add, just for it to spontaneously happen. What's the matter, babe? You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you better keep. You know, I keep on finding hairballs of places. It was a hairball in the kitchen. Yeah, exactly. How? In your defense, watch your hair. You can't. You can't. Oh, okay. You can't see that bright green. Looks like we gotta go to Dr. Arthur. Yeah, so remind me tomorrow to make an appointment with Dr. Arthur because I need new glasses. You need new glasses.
I just got my glasses.
Yeah, she just got her glasses. Well, there ain't no more Mets talk. So whatever Mets talk y'all got before, that's what y'all got. I'll be back and talk about my Sons of Anarchy. Matter of fact, we could talk about it right now. Right now. No, Kayla was there. Right? You remember yesterday when we was on our way to the yeah, we was on our way to the buffet. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all know. This is what happened, right? So we're on our way. We were gonna go to bowling. We're gonna go to bowling alley in Sheepshead Bay. And when we get to the bowling alley, my wife decided that she wanted to eat first. She thought I meant that we were going to eat first. I thought we were going to go bowling first. Neither here nor there. So what we ended up doing, so we're in Sheepshead Bay, and we go down the street, and they had half the street blocked off. They had the next block blocked off because they was having a block party. Looked like they was having a block party or something. So but we're still gonna make the turn anyway because that's where the bowling alley was. So we went past maybe like these. I think they maybe like three bikers, and my wife made a comment like, "Darn, that's funny. They just got all these people out here. They playing all this rap music, but saying nigga this and nigga that." Yeah. So didn't pay no mind, right? So we didn't stop at the bowling alley. At all. We just we went to the corner, made it right, because the bowling alley and the buffet was like 10 minutes apart. So we're driving to the buffet. And maybe about 5 minutes after we left that area, all of a sudden we hear, huh? Yeah.
I was listening to music. All I saw was the lady in
Yeah, they were behind us the whole time. They were behind us. I want to say maybe about we got 5 minutes away from the bowling alley. All of a sudden, I'm hearing motorcycles. Not putting two and two together. So I'm like, okay. So you're driving, and we get to a red light. Now, mind you, they ended up being about 5 or maybe like 6 motorcycles. That's about 5 or 6 motorcycles. And so we get to a red light, and all of a sudden we just say, okay, fine. You got the light. Y'all able to go. All right, no problem. So we get to the corner of Nostrum. We about to make the right anyway. So this is one motorcycle that just lingered in front of us, looking like Gemma and Clay. And I guess his old woman was on the back, because that's what the biker people call their women, old women, not wives, but old women. And this hag turns around and she points like, go around. Now I'm looking straight ahead. I'm looking at her like, what are you like? I'm trying to figure out what is she trying to tell me. I just see her, and I'm looking at her like, well, why don't you? If you just move, I'm making a right anyway. I'm turning anyway, so I got to go around you. Light turn green. I turn. Now my wife, unbeknownst to me, she said she was really homegirl. Like, who the fuck are you talking about? I know you're not talking to us. I ain't scared of you. We ain't scared of you, especially on today. Like, my wife was on go time. And I started piecing it together because at the time it didn't click. So I pieced it together. I'm like, hold on. Was it a coincidence? Was it just a coincidence that we passed these bikers that were just chilling at the block party in a non-black part of town? And just so happened that when we started departing, it's almost like they followed us to make sure that our black asses knew not to ever come back there again. It was just strange. What did you see, Kayla? Or because you said you was watching, well, you was listening.
Okay. One time I just paid attention was when you like drove past the block party, and I saw a couple people. I didn't see them in a second, but then I saw. I think that the second time I looked up, I saw one. All I saw was her pointing, and I just like looked at her.
Yeah, now mind you, only thing I remember about seeing about this lady is the fact that she had Lee jeans on. Because I saw the big old patch, and I'm thinking like, who in 2024 wears Lee jeans? Had to be a biker, had to be an old timer, had to be an old hag, had to be an old lady.
I was just looking at her like, because she was just like,
yeah, she just kept on pointing. And like I said, I'm literally just driving. Like, why are you pointing this way? Like, if you move, I can make the turn. So, but it's almost like I said, it's almost like everybody went in front and they left her. She must have been the leader's woman or whatever. And I think I'm interpreting it as the fact that she was telling us, go that way. Get out of here. Scram. Now, I have a friend that I relayed the story to, and he told me, he was like, I don't think that was the case. It's pretty mixed. And I'm like, no, this didn't happen at the bowling alley. We wasn't at the bowling alley. No, we never even stopped to go into the bowling alley. We just happened to go around, and we was like, all right, let's go to the buffet first, and we're going to go back to the bowling alley. By the time we finished the buffet, we were stuffed. Didn't feel like doing anything. How do you like the buffet? Oh, yeah, that's right. You didn't like the General Tissot chicken. It was too chewy. I preferred the tenderness, but at the same time, it was the texture. So all right. So what did you think it was? What did it taste like? Well, all right. If you were scared off by the texture,
no.
what?
No, It's not like that.
Okay.
It's like, I'm a textured person.
Yeah, I know. That's why you like shrimp.
I don't like shrimp people.
I said that. Yeah, that's what I said. You don't like shrimp because of the texture.
Maybe like I don't like the skin on salmon. I don't like it. So it's nothing personal. It's just like if I taste something weird.
But what about the general style chicken?
Like,
So, Tiso, whatever.
I don't like the way I had to choose so much to slow it down. That's the really just like.
So you wanted it more firm. Gotcha.
It wasn't like.
But beside that, how did you like the buffet? On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you get the buffet? Oh, my daughter Main Event Cake gives the buffet a 6.5, which is passing. More like it's a 65. Oh wow. So you think it was just barely passing?
They didn't have any crab gone.
Okay, they didn't have any crab gone. Okay, no ramen noodles, even though I mean I get it.
But this is better. I had sweet tea, or it wasn't like fruit tea. It tastes like water.
Oh, the bubble tea?
It wasn't even bubble tea.
It wasn't bubble tea, it was fruit tea? It tasted like water tea. Okay. So I guess in her mind it was a 6.5. I mean, I'll put it this way. For the price, I could see she doesn't know the price. But for the price, I could see a 6.5. I made sure I got my money's worth. Usually, for some reason, I go to a buffet. My stomach, it bloats up real quick. The MSG that they spray on that mother effer is a mother effer. But I got what? I had 2 plates? Or 3? Oh, wow. Yeah, I had 3. Yes, I had 3. So, so for my 3 plates, I got my money's worth. They had some fried fish, which is great. They had some salt and pepper shrimp, which is good. Huh? The scallops were good. The fried rice was okay. What else? They had barbecue salmon, which was good. Your mother had some sweet and sour fish, which was good. There's something else. There's something else I had. I can't remember. I didn't like the watermelon. No, it's too. Just like you're talking about the texture of the general chicken. Yeah, I like my watermelon a little bit more snap. When it's mushy like that, nah. So yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Yeah, I got a fly swatter. So what? I just saw him fly swatter and like, oh. But yeah, so yeah, that was the Sons of Anarchy edition. I don't know. Shoot, don't get it twisted. I ain't gonna be scared to go back over there. Yeah, exactly. Y'all was out there jamming to Kendrick. Yeah, it's like who does that? Like who does that? Like in the year 2024, who actually wears motorcycle vest and huh? Yeah, people in Sheepshead Bay. I don't know, with the Imperials. I don't remember the name of it. Some no name. You know, it was almost like the movie The Warriors. This is way before your time. But there was this movie that came out in the 70s called The Warriors, right? And the whole premise was it was all these gangs in New York. And they had this big meeting in Van Cortlandt Park in the Bronx to come up with not so much of a truce. Well, it was a truce that day to pretty much trying to figure out how they were going to take over the city. So the main man, Cyrus, he was the one that called the meeting. And one of the gangs killed Cyrus. But the thing was, the group called the Warriors, they were from Coney Island. So you go all the way from the Bronx to Coney Island. this other group called the Rogues shot Cyrus and tried to frame the Warriors for killing Cyrus. So after they shot Cyrus, it's like, I so did it. The Warriors did it. The Warriors did it. So now there was like a code red, and every gang in the city was looking for the Warriors. They had a bounty for the Warriors. The Warriors had to make it from Van Cortlandt Park in the Bronx all the way to Coney Island by train. Yeah. And they got home, but they had to go through all these neighborhoods. And every neighborhood, it was almost like there was a code red. Yo, those the Warriors. Yo, they shot Cyrus. We got to get them. So every neighborhood they had to go, they had to fight through. It was pretty much, they had to literally fight their way home. It's a classic movie. It's probably on. It should be on Netflix, or you'll be able to find it. Yeah, it's maybe like an hour and a half. Trust me, you actually like it. You actually like it. But yeah, the name of the Warriors. Name of it is the Warriors. I think it was in 1979. And a couple stations I worked, couple stations that I've been through. Was actually in the movie. Actually, one of the stations that I passed through is actually down the block from my job. It's the next station for my job. Yeah. So yeah, it's a very interesting movie. But yeah, that's 1979. We ain't in 1979 no more. Shoot. We ain't even 1980s where you couldn't walk through Howard Beach. No, that was the thing. You know, shoot. Man, I used to go through Richmond Hill. What? Howard Beach? Yeah, it's quiet, all right. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of flags. Whenever you see a lot of flags, you know what time it is. Ain't nobody that patriotic. Yeah, we gotta do it for America. Gotta do it for America. Yeah. Oh my God. Look at the fireworks.
I told my friends every time you see a flag, you know they have to.
You said every time you see a flag, you just know what?
Either voted for Trump or they have to.
Oh wow. Interesting.
No comfort.
Somewhat true, but interesting. Listen, prove us wrong. Prove us wrong. Shoot, I guess I'm going to talk about The Office. The Office. A decade late, but still great to me. As I've said in the intro, that I recently started binge watching The Office episodes. Actually, I'm watching the Superfan episodes available now on Peacock. So I'm up to season 5, episode 8. And because I always, like I said, I didn't really realize that this sitcom came out. Well, can you even call it a sitcom? But this program came out almost 20 years ago. 20 years ago. Came out in 2005. It is an adaptation from a series of the same name that was popular in England with Ricky Gervais, and they brought it over to the United States. Now, it lasted for about 8 years. I think it went off in 2013, and so many memes, so many GIFs have been spawned from this series. GIFs that I knew the meaning of it, but I didn't know the origin from it. And now, so that I can finally put that connection, yeah, sue me. So what? I'm behind the times. But now that I can really put that connection together, just makes it that much that much more fulfilling. Now, there's a couple of characters on here that I want to give my 2 cents on. That I'm not sure if the prevailing thought is the same as mine, or I'm alone I'm alone in their camp. First and foremost is this guy on the screen, Michael Scott, the manager, the boss of the paper company office, Scranton division. Michael Scott, to me, is a very sympathetic figure. He's a figure that, in a lot of ways, I see some of myself in. If I was maybe in a certain position, doesn't really like confrontational. Doesn't really like confrontation. I won't say I'm needy with friends, but he's very friend needy. But at the end of the day, his heart is always, his heart is warped. His mind is warped. But he really does think that he's doing the best that he can. Now, what's made him sympathetic to me is his former girlfriend, his former boss, this bitch right here, Jan. Jan is, what can I say about Jan? Okay. Jan was his boss. They hooked up one day or one night after a get together. Both of them were drinking. And she pretty much used Mike as her plaything, but never wanted to commit. Michael was smitten. And eventually she gave in and like, you know what? For some reason, I'm happy with you. Or even though I know you're not good for me, blah, 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 blah. And they end up actually having a committed relationship. Well, committing to a relationship. Committing, actually saying that, yeah, that's my boyfriend. That's my girlfriend. Michael from the jump, like, yo, that's my girl. And she was like, no, I'm not. Yeah, but we just fucked. But not in those terms, but she was like, no, that doesn't make us exclusive. That doesn't make us together. What it boiled down to was, with me, and why I call her such a bitch, was twofold. One, all those years that she would never claim him in public. And then eventually they claim him in public. Then when she got fired, she moves into his house and redecorates his house and makes him sleep on the bed rest, like the footstool. On top of running up his credit card so much that he had to get a part-time job just to pay the bills while she's whacked out on her pills, while she's trying to start a candle company, candles of which stunk to high hell, and meanwhile still not giving Michael his just due. But wait to get worse. What she subjected this poor man to was a deposition because she got fired from her job. And now everybody knows, herself included, especially herself, that everybody knows that Michael's simple. Michael tries his best, but a lot of times that shit just doesn't come through. Or it doesn't come out the way he envisions it. And for her to divulge such private thoughts, private actions between them just to make sure that she wins this lawsuit and pretty much telling Michael, don't F up the money. And of course, Michael trying, not for lack of trying, in actuality, trying too hard, effed up the lawsuit, but that doesn't excuse the fact that she gave personal information to the company that could have put himself in jeopardy of losing his job, his position, all for the almighty buck. And then she breaks up with him. Well, she makes him feel like shit. And then at the dinner party, which is a weird episode, it's like everybody knew that she wasn't good for Michael, except for Michael. And even Michael knew she wasn't good for him. But he was still trying, because it was like, look, I got the girl. I finally got the girl. I got the girl that everybody wants. I got the pretty girl at the prom. I got the pretty girl at the dance. This up. Even though I know she's not good for me, I'm not giving it up. until finally it got to the point that police was called, and he ended up staying with Dwight, almost like a domestic abuse victim. Yeah, this is Dwight right here, who I'll get to in a very few minutes. So they broke up, and then to add salt to the wound, she gets pregnant. But no, she didn't get pregnant by cheating, even though she later admits that, yeah, she did cheat on him while they was exclusive. No, she chose to get artificially inseminated by a random guy because she couldn't bear the thought of having any children by Michael Scott. The same Michael who has paid for her endeavors, the same Michael that gave her shelter, the same Michael that comforted her after she got kicked to the curb by Dunder Mifflin. She is the Jezebel of all Jezebels. She is the Scanlon Bitch of all Bitchs. And I know you're probably like, how could you call such a woman such a thing after having your two daughters on it? But guess what? My daughters would never be like that trifling Jan. So Jan is the devil, and Michael is a sympathetic figure. You know who else is a sympathetic figure? This guy right here, Dwight. Dwight Schrute. Heir of a beet farm. I think he's born and raised in Scranton, Pennsylvania. And for some reason, he likes these colored shirts, these mustard colored shirts. Dwight is the ultimate ass kisser. He is content with just having a title that gives him some type of authority. He is assistant to the manager of the firm. And he's happy with that. Michael says jump, he wants to know high. Michael says bark, he'll bark. He'll do anything for Michael in the name of just getting some type of recognition. But early in the season, he actually went to corporate to try to get Michael's job. He went to Jan when Jan was head of corporate, and Jan let Michael know that you can't have your employees usurping us, going above your head to try to get your job. You got to get that shit intact. Mia, you watched The Office? No? Okay. So there was one episode in which Dwight thought that he actually got Michael's job. Michael was going to have Dwight's job, even though it was all a ruse to pretty much put Dwight in his place. And from that point on, Dwight knew never, if you come for the king, you best not miss. And guess what? He didn't come for the king again. But what makes him a sympathetic figure also is another. No, not yet. No, the Alfredo and everything. I got my sam. The black thing is a salmon with the asparagus. Alfredo, that's all y'all. The common denominator is unfortunately a woman. I know y'all probably like, damn, you on his JD Vance shit? No, I'm not. This specimen in front of you, his name is Angela. Her name is Angela. And why is Angela such a bitch? Angela and Dwight had a secret relationship because they were very much alike. But Angela decided to break up with Dwight due to one of her cats. Damn, I'm really just stepping in shit right now. Angela is a cat woman. She's a cat lover. And one of her cats died in the care of her boyfriend Dwight. So she held it against Dwight and had to break up with him because every time she saw Dwight, she looked and saw her dead cat or saw the killer of her cat. So she ended up talking and allowing herself to get duped or allow herself to get swooped off her feet by Andy, who's another ass kisser deluxe, who was actually coming for Dwight's position of ass kisser. And she ended up getting engaged to Andy. But in the meanwhile, started having a fling with Dwight on the side. But then when Dwight finally asked her, listen, you got to choose me or Andy, at least up to the part that I'm up to, she chose Andy, even though her heart technically still is with Dwight, but she feels like Andy is the man that she should be with, just for appearance's sake, because Angela's just that warped. Now, to the couple that everybody knows, The Office. Pam and Jim. Yeah, Pam and Jim. These two, I'm currently going through a heel turn with these two because I like their dynamic is two co-workers. Jim had a crush on Pam for the longest, but Pam was engaged to Roy, who worked in the factory. But Roy did not. Roy took Pam for granted. So Jim was always that helping ear. Jim was the definition of a work husband before. Matter of fact, maybe, just maybe, Jim relationship with Pam spawned the term work husband. But Jim was always that ear that shoulder to lean on. And finally, Jim exposed his feelings to Pam after numerous seasons. Pam kind of reciprocated, but she was still engaged. Then they had a date set, and in between seasons, she canceled the wedding. Her and Roy broke up. And then eventually her and Jim got together, and now her and Jim are engaged. And they bonded over pranks on Dwight. They bonded over how Michael was deeply, deeply, deeply concerned about their friendship or wanting their friendship. They bonded over their combined apathy for the job in which they work at, which I could definitely relate to. You know, me and Mrs. Ooh, we worked at the same job at various times in our lives, in our marriage. Matter of fact, did we work at the same time in our marriage? No. Or did we? Yeah. We worked about maybe like 1, 2, maybe like 3 jobs together. But we always worked on different shifts because guess what? We had a family already. You know, but yeah, I could see me and Mrs. Ooh having this type of relationship if things were a little different. But I'm getting to the point of trying to figure out whether or not are Pam and Jim still cute or are they irritating? Because now it's almost like the common occurrence that's happened with a lot of shows throughout history, moonlighting. Once Maddie and the character by Bruce Willis got together, the tension was gone. Once Tony and Angela, who's the boss, once they got together, the tension was gone. Once Stabler and Benson let each other know that they actually had feelings after they conveniently killed off his wife to clear the path, it seemed like the tension was gone. potential was gone. And now when I'm watching this, like I said, I'm not finished, and I kind of got spoiled. But once the will she, won't she disappeared from the programming, it's now, since they're together, it's like I see certain things that they do together. I'm like, that is so unbearable. That is so unlikable. That is so grating. That is so cheesy. That is so irritating. That is so Jim and Pam. Especially their meme mugging. Not meme mugging, but it's supposed to be a docu series. So it's supposed to be cameras following them around, and they're aware of the cameras. So that's why they always look into the third person, look into that third eye, and they always get this expression toward the camera, somewhat like which on your screen right now. And I don't know. It's like now it's like not as funny anymore. It's not as funny anymore. But that's my current thoughts on The Office. Like I said, I'm up to season 5, episode 8. And this edition was only supposed to go maybe an hour, but listen, we're a little longer. So what? Y'all gonna get this pod. Well, people, that brings us to the end of another edition of the Salty Thought to Mike Steph podcast. I'd like to thank each and every one of y'all for making me and this here podcast the one y'all choose to view and the one y'all choose to listen to. Next week will be my birthday weekend. Yes, my birthday weekend. I will be turning the tender age of 48 years old next weekend. So the next time you see me, I will have a nice fresh cut. I will be probably 1 year older. And I might just have a very special surprise next week. I'm not sure. Tell you the truth, plans aren't definite, but if I do drop next week, I will have a surprise. If I do not drop next week, that either means one or two things. One, my surprise did not come through, or what I planned fell through, or I'm just having so much fun that I didn't want to stop the fun that I was having to crank up the old laptop, crank up the old camera and microphone, and get on my trusty ass couch and give y'all the salty thoughts that y'all are so used to getting. So that's what's on tap next week. In 2 weeks, I'll get back on the campaign trail, and by that time, we probably should be either approaching or at the Democratic National Convention. Yeah, look, I'm going to see this political thing through, this politics thing through, at least until the beginning of the football season. Speaking of which, Hidden Gems Football. That's right, Hidden Gems Football, hosted by the Mojo King and myself, Mike Steph. New episodes drop each and every Thursday on the YouTube channel of the 19 Media Group and in audio form on all streaming platforms wherever podcasts are available. Yes, that's right. Hidden Gems Football, hosted by the Mojo King and myself, Mike Steph, drop each and every Thursday, especially during the football season, but each and every Thursday. Y'all can check us out now for our preview of this upcoming NFL season. Let us tell you ourselves.
All right, once again, we are on. That is the great Mike Steph. I am the Mojo King, and this is Hidden Gems Football. Season 3, we're doing it thrice. Not twice, thrice. This week, we're shaking off a little rust here and starting talking about the NFC West. Mike Steph, I hope you've had a good break, and I hope you're ready with Mike Steph's one big thing, because that's already on the bottom. I didn't even put Hidden Gems Football there.
Of course, I'm ready for my one big thing. But first and foremost, I'd like to thank each and every one of y'all for making Hidden Gems Football actuality, for us to be into season 3, to make us your go-to place for NFL opinions, NFL information, and NFL shenanigans, if you will. But my one big thing, of course, I would start with the San Francisco 49ers. Yes. I started with the San Francisco 49ers. Then we went through Los Angeles Rams. We went to the Arizona Cardinals, and we went to the Seattle Seahawks. Next on deck will be the NFC South. We will talk about those Carolina Panthers. We will talk about those Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We will talk about the Saints come marching in, the New Orleans Saints. We will talk about, unfortunately, the Atlanta Falcons and their quandary at quarterback and their quandary with the new head coach and their suspect fans down there in the Dirty A. Yeah, we'll talk about them. So that will be on deck this coming week on the next edition of Hidden Gems Football. Yes. Now, check out my brother from Chi-Town, Desmond Powell, and Hip to the Games. Hip to the Games. Hip to the Games. If I could just take this fan off. Hip to the Games, hosted by Desmond Powell, in which he combines his thoughts on both the basketball world, hip-hop, and video games at times. And you get that whole smorgasbord, and guess what you get? You get hip to the games. Check it out this upcoming episode, in which I would definitely believe that he will have his dog of the week. And his dog of the week is maybe somebody you wasn't even thinking about being the dog of the week. But check out his current episode, in which he graciously asked me, well, I should say I graciously accepted. Matter of fact, damn it, I don't want this to come off like I'm being conceited. Scratch that. Check out his current episode, in which I had the honor and pleasure of going on his platform and us talking and debating and reminiscing on John Starks of the New York Knickerbockers of that 1990s era, amongst other things. Matter of fact, I'm putting my foot in the mouth, so check this clip out.
Now, you have to pick one hip-hop song as a soundtrack for his style of play or his career. What would that song be and why?
Ooh, it's funny. When I was thinking about this episode and thinking about the subject that I was going to choose, because of the era, the 90s, first song that came to my mind, and tell you the truth, I was going to wear a bucket hat and I changed my mind at the last minute. But the first song that came to my mind first group that came to my mind was EPMD. And the first song that came to my mind, even though, matter of fact, yeah, this came out right around the time that he started making a little noise in New York, the Headbanger.
That's exactly what I'm looking for, man. That's dope. The way you pulled it all together with the other elements, I love that. I love that. For me, I felt like the first two songs, it was really the first two songs that came to me was either and you mentioned them earlier, Recognized by the Locks.
Okay.
But I felt like I wanted to go a little closer towards John Stark's like prime years, so I thought of Biggie Kicking the Door. I think I'm gonna go with that one. All right, so I want to let you have the floor to share any final statements on John Starks. But as a lead to that, I just want to ask, what is one thing that you wish my generation knew or understood about him as a player?
I swear. Every time I look at these clips, I'm like, look, my cliffhanger game is on 10. If you want to know the answer to that question that Desmond most expertly asked, please check out Hip to the Games on all streaming platforms wherever podcasts are available, and in YouTube form on the 19 Media Group YouTube channel. And while you're over on the 19 Media Group YouTube channel, check out my bros from Gimmick Infringement, Winchester and McDowell, Gimmick Infringement.
And now, podcasting from the sun-scorched desert Southwest, weighing in at a combined total of 340 pounds, Brad Winchester, Tyler McDowell Blanken, are Gimmick Infringement.
Welcome, everybody, to the Gimmick Infringement Podcast. I am Brad Winchester, and with me, as always, is my tag team partner, Tyler McDowell Blank. And Tyler, it is Money in the Bank weekend. Heatwave aired today. What a week of pro wrestling. How you doing?
I'm maxed out, Brad. In the best ways. We knew heading into this weekend it was going to be busy, it was going to be jam-packed. I say this all the time, but I got to mention it right off rip. We have so much to get into.
Yes.
In wrestling, in pop culture, maybe in our own lives. I know we have a few.
Yes, please check out my bros, Winchester and McDowell, on Gimmick Infringement. They drop each and every late Sunday night, early Monday morning. They're not only just wrestling, they're pop culture. They talk about The Bachelor, Rose from Tyler. They'll talk about childhood, one day when you have children. They'll talk about their grievances, promo of the week. They'll talk about their flex game, trap tales. When I say anything that you desire, they have a segment for. I am dead serious. Please check out my bros, Winchester and McDowell, on Gimmick Infringement each and every late Sunday night, early Monday morning. And last but not least, please check out Tyler McDowell and his current endeavor, his side endeavor, his passion endeavor for AZ. Let me tell you, matter of fact, let him tell you himself.
For AZ, I'm your host, Tyler McDowell Blanken, and we are rolling out the yellow carpet once again for another fantastic guest, Trevor Knox. Have you ever met a colleague and right away you just knew you would become fast friends? Well, that was the vibe when I met Trevor about 2 years ago. Trevor comes from a family of Arizona educators. He grew up in Phoenix, ultimately graduating from Arizona State University. He's worked at a community center, served as a secondary history teacher, and currently works at ASU's Teachers College. During this conversation, we discuss his path to the classroom, chaperoning school dances, transitioning to higher education, and the Splash Brothers. That said, thank you for tuning in. The reception to our first 2 episodes has been absolutely amazing and so humbling. If you enjoy what we're creating, please take a moment to like, subscribe, share, review, all the things. All right, it's time. Here is Space and Grace, a conversation with Trevor Knox.
Please check out Tyler's project for AZ. Please check it out. It's a project that he's passionate about. He's bringing awareness to the lack of diversity, the lack of Black educators, specifically in the state of Arizona. Only 4% of educators in the state of Arizona are Black. And like I said last week, and I'll keep on saying again, that's not just an Arizona situation, that's a nationwide situation. And the brothers and sisters who are participating with this, the brothers and sisters that who are in the educational system, I give a salute to them, shout to them, because y'all are allowing young brothers and sisters to look up and have almost like a North Star to look at, or just for somebody to have live and live in color. Yeah, it's possible. And without possibility, there is no future. So, yeah, I just came up with that top of the head. Yeah, for me, but literally it came straight from my heart. So, like I said before, I really, really respect and support anything that brother does. Young DJ, young Jeffries, young Obama, if you will. So please check out for AZ each and every week on the YouTube channel of 4AZ. Ha! See, even on YouTube channel, yeah, fuck around, keep on playing. So, yeah, so I think that's it with the plugs. Darn, we've had a 2-hour edition, which actually was great because we was able to actually have some real good conversation, some good conversation about memories and family and so forth. So, yeah. This actually worked out way better than I thought it was going to work out coming in. So, with all that being said, I think I'm going to get up out of here because I'm at the 2 hour mark. Stitch, you got anything to say? I was going to get Cloudy. Cloudy's going to take Stitch part, but I was like, I'm going to respect the fact that I'm not going to touch your stuff without you being here. But I was going to have Cloudy sit right there because Stitch getting on my nerves. Okay. See, you hear that, Stitch? She done gave the okay. So next week, Cloudy gonna be in your position. Cloudy Bear, Cloudy Care Bear. Yeah, gonna be in your position because I don't like the way you've been side eyeing me for the last 2 weeks. I told you, you're gonna get your shit straight. You're gonna be replaceable. You're lucky I don't unstuff you. But anyway, let me get out of here. So without further ado, I'll see y'all next week. Goodbye.
I can't fucking stand you.
The fuck is you talking about, man?
You got me in this witness protection program somewhere off in the woods. I haven't spoken to or seen my family in months. Why didn't you just pay her about his money?
It's your fucking fault we in this situation now.
What you mean it's my fault?
You wanted Gucci handbags and Louis
You's
shoes
a
and all
real
this dumb
snake,
shit, right?
nigga.
That's why I'm in the fucking predicament I'm in now.
So what's the problem?
So what you mean, what's the problem?
You know we can't go back to the same neighborhood. Everybody know you snitching.
Yo, don't be calling me no fucking snitch. I should slap the shit out you. I cooperated. There's a big fucking difference.
Yeah, whatever. What do you want for dinner tonight?